Stop chasing the algorithm. Matter of fact, I'm going to go one step further. Fuck the algorithm. Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. If you don't mind, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and then go one step further and click the thing next to it and tell it that you want to notify you of all uploads on this channel. I know YouTube is making it extremely difficult for people who want to see your content to actually see your content and deliver it to them. It's like, no, make sure you want to. Are you sure you want to? Now, do you want to see some or all of it? It's ridiculous. And it's a little bit of what I wanted to talk about today, because for about 4 years straight, I created content all the time. I was, uploading 2 or 3 videos a week. And that's when I was highly ingrained in the music business and I wanted to help independent artists and up and coming songwriters. So I was putting out a ton of content. So if you're new to the channel, you can go back and find hundreds of videos talking about that subject. And for those of you that have come to the channel a little bit later and have been around for a while, then you know I've retired from the music business. Well, about 90%. I'll still produce 2 or 3 records a year. But what I found in this process was that I stopped making content. Even my podcast, I took a 3-month break from my podcast. And I started thinking as a creative for 30 years, it's how I've made my living. And it's like, I've not been creating, so I've been missing that outlet. So I started asking myself, okay, so what has kept you from actually making the content? And then I started realizing, I think what's kept me from making content is I've watched too much YouTube. And I want to see if you can relate to this. How many of you out there want to make content? You want to grow your brand. You want to grow your business. And you see Instagram and YouTube and Facebook as amazing tools as they are to grow your brand. I think YouTube is better than all of them, in all honesty. I believe you can create a more one-on-one interaction with your community and with your audience. But everybody on YouTube is talking about how YouTube's changed. The algorithms changed. Their videos aren't getting as many views as they used to get. They're not getting as many subscribers as they used to get. Well, the creative in me is like, okay, well then what's the fix for that? So if you're like me, you start scouring YouTube, looking for different how-tos. What's different with the algorithm? What's changed? What do I need to do differently? And I get down that rabbit hole and I start worrying about that instead of actually making content. I actually start consuming more content than I make. And then you start to get frustrated because everybody says something different. Everybody blames the algorithm. I realized a couple of weeks ago that the creative in me is missing creating that content. That's an outlet that I've always had that I'm not getting that dopamine hit, if you will. I'm not able to exercise that and get that out. So I get frustrated easily when you're not doing what it is that you're meant to do. You get frustrated very easily. And you take that out on people you love, on your family, on your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your significant other. It doesn't matter. It's just the way that it goes as a creative. And I know you watching this video as a creative, you're looking for answers just like I was. Here's the answer that I think I've come up with. Fuck the algorithm. You've got all these people on there telling you that this is what you need to do now. It's all about your thumbnails. There's the Creator Academy, and there's this seminar and that seminar. We get lost in all that and we stop creating content because we feel lost. We don't know what to do. And so we seek out and try to get other people to tell us what to do. And the reason I'm making this video is, yes, this is my return to making content. I'm going to start making content every week. But let me tell you something I'm going to do. I'm not going to listen to anybody tell me what type of content I should make, what my thumbnail should look like. Here's the bottom line, and I believe this with all my heart. The most interesting thing on your channel should be you. Now, people can talk all day long about, it's this type of content, it's that type of content. You should have a niche channel, right? You should get everything down to one thing, one topic, and that's what people are interested in. But I don't buy that, and I'll tell you why. Now, I will say, I bought into it for a long time. I stopped creating content at one point because all of my content was pretty much surrounding the music business, and now that I've retired from the music business, I don't want to make content about that anymore. So I thought, well, nobody will be interested in what's on my channel. And then I got to thinking, wait a minute. You know, when I run into people out in public, or I'm doing a speaking engagement, or even in the comments section on my YouTube videos, people text me in my community, which, by the way, if you want to connect with me one-on-one, it's very simple to do. All you have to do is text me. That number is 949-577-8227. I'll put it somewhere up here on the screen. But I got wrapped up in that. But here's my thinking. Through all of that, the interactions that I have with my fan base, if you want to call it that, or my community, my audience, is the one comment they always come back to is, yeah, the content's great, but I kind of keep watching your videos for you. I like how you talk about things. I like how you're honest and you're real and you're raw, and there's no bullshit with you. And I started thinking about that, and I thought, you know what? If I don't want to make content all the time about the music business because it doesn't interest me, which, by the way, you should make content that interests you. Don't chase the audience. Don't chase the algorithm. Don't chase the audience. The more interested in and passionate about the content you're making, that's going to come across. And again, I think the most interesting thing on your channel should be you. It shouldn't matter what you're talking about. That's why you think of movie stars. Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. Sure, some people buy into the franchises, but there are a lot of those fans. They have millions of fans around the world because they go see every movie they're in. They may not like the subject matter. They may not like this or that. They are fans of the person. They are fans of the artist, of the content creator. So this is, look, and I'm not telling you, oh man, this is easy to do. You can snap your fingers and you can change right now. It's not, because it's taken me a long time to come to this realization. It's kept me from making content. As I sit right here in my YouTube studio, I'm looking out. I collect motorcycles. I have the new Harley Davidson Pan America adventure bike sitting there. I've got a Ducati Multistrada right there. I go on rides every weekend. That interests me, and I've not made any content about that because I'm thinking, well, if it's not music business content, I mean, that's what people subscribe to my channel for, then I'm not going to get any views on those. We've got to stop living and dying by the number of likes in our life, the number of follows in our life, and the number of views in our life. If you become the most interesting thing on your channel, if you become the most entertaining thing on your channel, and you present whatever it is, whether you're talking about tech gear, camera gear, motorcycles, music business, it doesn't matter, sports cars, all of that. If you're doing your job right, people are going to watch your content. People are going to discover your content. And sure, your content or whatever the subject matter may be of that video may actually bring somebody in. But if you're doing your job right, what's going to keep them watching videos is you. That's something I've realized. So something going forward that I'm going to do on my channel is stop chasing the algorithm, stop chasing the audience, stop chasing the views. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be the most interesting thing on my channel. I'm going to try really damn hard. I'm going to get into the motorcycle stuff. I'm into cinematography. I own a film production company. We shoot everything from branded videos to feature films to docuseries that are on Netflix and HBO. I love cameras. I'm shooting with a Sony FX3 right now, and I love it. I've got an FX9 upstairs. I love Sony cameras. I want to talk about that. The thing is that I'm trying to get to is that I've got to create content because I'm a creative. I am tired of prejudging what I think people want to see and what I think people will watch the most. I'm tired of trying to trigger the algorithm or get the algorithm to work for me. I lost sight of the fact that it's my job to just create great content and be the most interesting part of my videos. Now, you're going to run into a lot of people. Look, a lot of people don't like me, okay? A lot of people don't like me. You could go back and look at videos like the $3,400 Grammy-winning studio. You can read through the 4,000 comments on there. People don't like me. That's fine. I'm not for everybody. You're not for everybody, and we're not ever going to please everyone. So I know for me, all of this has kept me from making content. It's not going to keep me from making content anymore. I am going to continue to do some music business stuff. Absolutely, because I know some of you love that, and I still have a place in my heart and want to help up-and-coming artists and producers and songwriters. And if I can help you achieve any percentage of the success that I was able to have, I want to do that because I want you to succeed. But I'm also going to start making content that interests me and that I'm passionate about. Because the more passionate I am about it, the better I'm going to be at talking about it. The more details I can give you, the more real and raw approach that I can tell you about what interests me and what's going on in my life. Because that ultimately, in all honesty, guys, that's what people care about. Look, I got so far into this. For those of you that are new to the channel, I have a very successful podcast, the Steve Freeman Podcast. You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. We've got this thing up to over 1 million listeners a month now. So for a long time here on this channel, I put up the video versions of the podcast. And then I had people, professionals, pros, YouTube pros. Oh, you can't do that. The algorithm will kill your channel for doing that. YouTube doesn't like that. You know, it's niche. You get a niche down. That doesn't fit. Podcasts don't do well on YouTube. So what you should do is start a completely new YouTube channel. So that's what I did. And the entire season, I think 7 and 8, I started a completely different YouTube channel for the podcast. What a mistake that was. Because it's my content. It's me. I shouldn't have to send my audience 37 different places to keep them interested in seeing what I'm seeing. So if you're interested in me, there's kind of two sides of this video. One, if you're watching this video and you're somebody that was doing what I was doing and you're going out there and you've just found my channel and you're researching on how to game the algorithm, how to be successful on YouTube, there's that one side of it. The other side of it is my personal struggle and what I want to do with my channel and coming back to creating content. I hope what everybody takes away from this video is just create content. Be the most interesting thing on your channel. I am going to start re-uploading video versions of the Steve Freeman Podcast to this channel. Not another channel, not trying to grow one platform is enough. And we've got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. So I've got friends that have 5 YouTube channels. I don't have time for all that. And I know you don't either. Try to create 5 different forms of content every day. You can't do it. So this channel, for those of you that have been around here for a while, what this channel is going to become is exactly what all of the professionals and all of the experts will tell you not to do. It's going to become a variety channel. And if that's the label that I have to put on it, so be it. I'm going to make content that I think interests me first, that I'm passionate about. I do want to provide some educational content. I do want to help you guys, whether it's building your business, building your brand, helping you in your music career. I do want to do that. But that's not all I want to do. I want to bring back the podcast episodes in the video versions here on this channel. I want to talk about motorcycles. I want to talk about cars. I collect cars. I want to talk about cars. I want to talk about the lifestyle that I live here in Southern California and take you and introduce you to and show you some of my friends and hang out with them and pick their brains. I've had some very interesting friends on the podcast, like Doug Ellen, the writer, director, creator of Entourage on HBO. I was talking to him the other day. Hey, let's get a day. Let's just go hang out. What great content that I think you guys would learn from. Other people, Brad Thor, New York Times bestselling author. I've had him on the podcast. Maybe do some content with him. One of my friends is the top real estate agent in Orange County. Maybe let's go look at some properties, talk about real estate. I don't know. There's a lot of different things that interest me. And come to think of it, I'm really excited about this possible new change and just being a creative again. So guys, I know plenty of you tell me that I have a tendency to ramble. And I do, and I'm sorry for the length of this video. I would say that I would try to cut it up and make it shorter, but I won't. It's not how I do things. Those of you that have been around here for a while know that. So listen, bottom line, stop chasing the algorithm. Stop listening to the experts. Stop listening to the gurus. If you make great content, it will find an audience. If you are the most interesting thing on your channel, if you become the channel, look, you'll find your audience. You'll get the views. You'll get the likes. You'll get the shares. That's what it's all about. You be you. When it comes to branding, I was having this conversation with one of our clients the other day. You are the brand. Forget the business. You're the brand. If people don't buy you, they're not going to buy what you're selling. And I think the best way to overcome that and actually do it the right way is for you to be the most interesting thing on your channel. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for another video. I'm pumped. If you can't tell, I'm pumped. I'm excited about creating content again. I have no idea what all the content it is that I'm going to create, but I'll tell you this, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to put it here on the channel. We're working on some docuseries and some short film type stuff that will be right here on the channel. So there's no telling what you might find. For those of you that have been around here for about 5 years, love every single one of you. Thank you. If you're brand new to the channel, I hope what I said today got through to you a little bit. And feel free to go back on the channel and take a look at some of the other, I don't know, there's 150, 200 videos now on the channel. And I hope that you'll subscribe, that you'll do everything YouTube makes you do to show that you're interested and you really want to see this content. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, then click next to it and click that you want to be notified for all notifications. Also, if you'd like to connect with me again, feel free to text me. It's simple, it's easy, it's free, it's texting. 949-577-8227. We're going to start uploading videos every Thursday and Friday very soon. Also, episodes of the Steve Freeman Podcast will be returning on Wednesdays every week. So my goal is to try to upload the podcast video on Wednesday and then at least a video on Thursday or Friday, and eventually get into the method and the role of things where we're having videos on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's my goal. Hey, I'm retired from the music business. What else have I got time to do but create content? And I'm looking forward to do it. I also invite all of you, you don't have to wait for the video versions. You can catch the Steve Freeman Podcast every Wednesday morning on any podcast platform that you prefer. Apple Podcasts seems to be the big one, but it doesn't matter. We're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, everywhere else. New episodes upload every Wednesday morning at 6:30 Central Time. Even though I'm in California, it's still, I upload because I was in Nashville for 20 years and I just get used to Central Time Zone. So 6:30 Central Time. Guys, thank you for bearing with me through this long video. I hope you got the message. I hope you listened. I hope you take it to heart. More importantly, I hope you stop listening to everybody else and stop watching YouTube videos and start making some. See you in the next one.